This is the story of my first and very last attempt at skiing. It also introduces a strange new usage of the verb to ski. I was introduced to skiing in much the same way that mice are introduced to snakes and worms to fish. To the casual observer, skiing looks like a few simple, graceful moments that result in a relaxing experience and with an occasional fall into soft, white, fluffy snow. It is, in fact, none of these things. I stood at the top of this mountain with 2 bits of wood clamped to my feet and 2 sticks in my hands. I never did find out what those sticks were for, other than to stop small children pushing in front of me in the queue for the lift, and for waving at people whilst passing the odd pleasantry. Indeed, passing any pleasantry with anyone during skiing seemed quite an odd experience. But, however, back to the plot. There I am, standing on the top of this cliff, looking at the black dots weaving about in the distance and thinking, I can do this. Then, before I can collect my thoughts, or indeed anything else, I start to slide inexorably over the precipice. This may seem a rather odd recollection, but I don't think I have ever prayed before. Really prayed. I gathered speed. The words of instruction I had been given vanished. Fear took over from adrenaline. Not fear of dying, you understand, but fear that I might actually survive and live the rest of my life with the terrible injuries I would receive when I impaled myself on one of the several hundred trees on the left, or fell from the cliff on the right. I pictured myself at age 60, a grey, wizen old man with bits of me hanging suspended from a wire frame over my bed. A sign, no trespassing, dynamite stored on this land. I waved my sticks as the sign passed me in a blur. I was still gaining speed. I began to remember the lesson about stopping. The snowplow, that was it. I was saved. Now the textbooks tell you, if you set your skis to form a snowplow, you will stop. It is a lie. I continued at breakneck speed, but was now kicking up such a cloud of snow that I couldn't see where I was going, or more to the point, what I was about to hit, fall off, fall over. It was just like that scene in the movie where the alien burst out of the crew member's stomach. I closed my eyes, and things were instantly better, much better. I was surrounded by my own private wall of white. The other good thing about not seeing was my brain wasn't being overloaded by all that visual stimulation and thoughts of impending doom. From somewhere inside my head, a shrill voice screamed, "Put pressure on the turning foot." I braced my left leg. This caused me to steer towards the cliff edge with its 1,000-foot drop. So I tried the other combination. Now I was heading back towards the dynamite. I thought for a couple of microseconds and lifted my uphill foot off the ground. The result was spectacular. I swirled round sideways and, with a great wall of snow spray, I stopped. Everything went quiet. Then I glanced down and noted that the front of my skis were pointing ever so very slightly uphill. This, I was to discover, was a very bad thing to do. Imperceptibly at first, I started to move backwards down the hill. Soon I was going faster than before. The funny thing about that nice, fluffy white snow is how damned hard it is when you hit it at speed. I walked about for a few minutes until I had found and assembled my skis and sticks. This time I pointed them down the hill. I launched myself with all the grace of an avalanche. People leapt from my path as I waved my sticks and shouted, "Get out of the way!" I was so impressed that even the foreigners knew English. I closed my eyes. I was again at peace. Time passed. I stopped. This time the snow felt unnatural. It was warm and soft. Yes, I was alive. The warm feeling was from the very nice young ski instructor who had softened my fall. Nice man. So what did I learn? When faced with the impossible situation, close your eyes and trust your instincts. As you go through life, keep going forwards. You can slide backwards faster than you think imaginable. Treasure the warmth of human contact. And last of all, buy a pair of snowshoes.